After 5 years of silence, Paul McCartney just came back, and what he revealed might be his most personal work yet. Paul McCartney is one of the most successful musicians in history. Over 600 million records sold worldwide, part of the most influential band ever. The Beatles, decades of music that shaped entire generations. And yet, after all these years, he's still going back to where it all began. Here's the question that makes this moment so powerful. What does a legend write about after achieving everything? When you've changed music forever, when you've lived through global fame, loss, and history, what's left to say? For Paul McCartney, the answer isn't the future. It's the past. But that comes with a challenge. Because revisiting the past, especially one filled with people you've lost, isn't easy. It's emotional. It's vulnerable. And sometimes it hurts. Paul McCartney has officially announced a brand new album, his first in 5 years, titled The Boys of Dungeon Lane. And this isn't just another project. This is personal, deeply personal. The album is built around memories from his early life in Liverpool, long before the fame, before the screaming crowds, before the Beatles became the Beatles, back when everything was simpler, or at least it felt that way. The title itself, The Boys of Dungeon Lane, comes from a real place, a street near where Paul grew up, a place filled with stories, laughter, and the kind of memories that never really leave you. Paul described it as a reflection of his childhood in Speke, a working-class area in Liverpool. They didn't have much, but somehow that didn't matter, because what they did have was people, connection, friendship, and those early relationships would go on to shape music history forever, including his bond with two names the world will never forget, John Lennon, George Harrison. In this new album, Paul doesn't just revisit places, he revisits moments. There's a section he describes that touches on John Lennon, on 4th Lynn Road, the street where Paul once lived. And you can almost feel it, the nostalgia, the weight of memory, the unspoken emotions that come with remembering someone who's no longer here. Because this isn't just storytelling, it's reflection, and maybe even closure. Alongside the album announcement, Paul released a new single, Days We Left Behind. And this song, it sets the tone for everything. Paul himself called it a memory song, a track born from looking back and asking a question we've all asked at some point. What happened to the days we used to know? He admitted something that makes this even more powerful. He sometimes wonders if he's writing too much about the past, but then he asks himself, how can you write about anything else? And that line says everything. Because for artists like Paul McCartney, the past isn't just memory. It's material. It's inspiration. It's identity. There's something universal about this album, because it's not just about Liverpool or the Beatles or even Paul McCartney. It's about time, about growing older, about looking back at the people, places, and moments that shaped you and realizing they're gone. But not completely. They live on in stories, in music, in the quiet thoughts you have when everything slows down. And that's what makes this project different. It's not trying to be loud. It's not chasing trends. It's doing something far more difficult. It's being honest. Paul's last album, McCartney 3, came out in 2020. It reminded people that even decades into his career, he could still create something fresh. Then came McCartney 3 Imagined, a rework featuring modern artists like Beck and Phoebe Bridgers. That project connected generations. But this new album, it connects time itself. Past to present, youth to legacy, memory to music. In today's music industry, everything moves fast. Trends come and go, songs go viral, then disappear. But Paul McCartney isn't chasing any of that. He's doing something rare. He's slowing things down and inviting listeners to do the same. To remember, to reflect, to feel. The Boys of Dungeon Lane isn't just an album. It's a journey. Back to Liverpool, back to friendship, back to the moments that created one of the greatest musical legacies of all time. And through Days We Left Behind, Paul McCartney reminds us of something simple, but powerful. The past may be behind us, but it never really leaves.